This week on Sportsman TV, it's all about blood and gore. Leeville, Louisiana.
A young one. This morning all we're doing, we're fishing out of Leeville, and what we're doing, we're just running some ponds, trying to cover some turf. We don't have a lot of tide moving this morning, and got my son Max in the back, chugging a live bait in the cart. Greg and I throwing artificials, bladed jigs, rage blades by Strike King. Right now we have a bunch of mullet in the area. We're just trying to work this bait, work these little pockets and points. You know, high tides, 9, 10 o'clock in Grand Isle, so it's rising here. And we're just gonna follow it up north toward Golden Met as the day progresses. That's a more bad one, brother.
This time of the year when the water gets hot, you know, typically it's funny, when the water's cooler, doesn't seem like you can get by with less movement of the water, you know, less current. But it seems like once it gets hot like this, regardless, you know, freshwater fish, saltwater fish, they all need that water moving. You know, I just think it makes a better water quality. It just seems like it makes them a lot more active. And of course, the main thing is it positions everything. You know, bait sets up with the tide moving just like the fish do, and then the fish migrate there to feed on the bait, but the bait is there actually for the same reason. All that nutrients is flowing through these cuts and stuff, and the tide's moving. That bait's there feeding, which in turn attracts the predator fish right there to it. There's always potential to have a great day regardless if you have water movement or rod. I mean, case in point.
Case in point. Good job, little brother.
Over here at Bowie Outfitters, hunting and fishing is our passion. We can help you pick all the right gear for your next fishing trip. We spend time in the woods too, so we know what products to recommend when hunting season comes around. We understand the outdoors and what it takes to have success on your hunting and fishing adventures. So come on down to Bowie Outfitters and let us help get you going. Bowie Outfitters, everything outdoors.
The original Sportsman Cool Breeze shirt has been greatly improved. This new version has a moisture-activated cooling technology, which actually turns your sweat into cooling power. Ventilated mesh sides add extra breathability. It's UPF rated and antimicrobial. It comes in 5 different colors and is now also available in short sleeve. Get yours now at forsportsman.com. Sportsman, it's who we are.
These are my Strike King S11s. Get your own.
The Parks family and our team has been handcrafting Blue Wave boats since 1992. Blue Wave's foundation is built on knowing what's important in every aspect that matters, from speed, quality, performance, and features built into every boat. Blue Wave boats are custom built with the highest standards, with everything you need to make your day on the water a success for generations to come. We specialize in building high-quality, custom performance fishing boats.
You know, the pre-spawn period is a period that really comes right after the winter period. Our wintertime fishing, you know, really is a short span of time. It's funny because our water stays so warm the majority of the, you figure 9 months out of the year the water's warm. It's almost like our fish start to, or want to spawn when the water temperature cools to 65, where other places in the country it's just reverse. They have long periods of wintertime, so when the water warms back to 65. But our fish will typically, a marsh bass can spawn in December, January, February. On any moon phase, just as soon as that water temperature gets around 65 degrees, you know, they try to spawn. So our pre-spawn period is really just kind of an extension of our wintertime fishing. But typically what happens in pre-spawn, they get a little more crawfish oriented, they start to be a little more target oriented. And what I mean by that, then they start setting up on hard targets. When they move in the wintertime to feed on those baits, they're just roaming those canals and eating bait. But once it gets pre-spawn, they'll start to set up a little more specific, whether it's cypress trees, logs, and that type of deal. So when that happens, you know, then you can go to, you know, a jig, plastic imitations that look like crawfish. A lot of times I'll go more to it, you know, the red will get better, orange, something that's a little more crawfish oriented. It's not that they won't still eat shad during that period. They do seem to, once they go to feeding, there's something that nutrition-wise that they need that are in those crawfish, and they really gorge, you know, right before the spawn on crawfish. And I like a crawfish imitator better then than I do a shad imitator.
Oh, brother, I believe enough of this trying to be fancy, huh? Max, you are putting it on us, brother. We up here trying to be fancy with these fake baits and...
How about that?
Got tired of watching Max catch him on a cork and a bait, so we kind of joined suit here and first cast. This one there kind of showed himself though. I got him, dude. Kind of spooked up some bait and I threw in there behind him. Okay, what we're fishing today is just, well, really what they wanted to eat today was a cork and a minnow. And some people, you know, they'll do the old style little clip on or still buy the ones with the stick. I find it's worth spending the $5 or $6. I use these Bomber Paradise poppers, and this is literally not a sponsor plug, it's just the right product for the job. It's got the rattles in it. It's got the nice concave face. As you can tell, Greg's got a fish on here, a little speck. But, you know, it makes the right sound, it acts right. It's got a titanium wire. It can take the abuse, you know, and I've got it rigged, you know, 12, 15 inches, 25-pound fluorocarbon leader with a 3-aught keel hook, hooking that minnow in the lips. That's all there is to it. In this part of the world, we call them cockahoo minnows. But I mean, if you want to get technical, like the book name for them is a Gulf Killifish. Some people call them mud minnows, but it's basically all the same thing. Just little bait fish that's in the marsh. And redfish, trout, flounder, eat them.
Oh, I'm not proud. I mean, I'm lazy. That's the reason I like artificial, because I don't, you know, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they bite in that, there's not a lot you can, you know, you have to fool with. That's what I like about the artificial. But like when it comes right down to it, I just like to reel them in.
There I go. That's a legit double right here. You on your own this time though, brother.
Where's that no keep?
Yeah, that one's gonna eat. This one should eat too.
Yeah.
I'm good, dude. I got him. Now you're gonna fight a little bit. Twins, just about.
About the same.
I don't care if I'm trout fishing or if I'm red fishing. The first two things I'm gonna look for is clear water or bait. Whichever I can find, if I can find both, so be it, so much better. The wind, like for areas like we were fishing today, if anything's gonna dirty up the water, it'll be wind. You know, like you have a rainstorm or something like that, that south wind will bring water in from the Gulf. You know, so that'll usually be cleaner water. you know, but it just after, like last week, we fished for a week in 15 to 30 mile an hour winds for a week. We fished in that, and you actually having to hunt your spots for clean water, you know. After 2-3 days, wind blowing like that, it pretty much all gets dirty, you know. You gotta think, we fishing and casting in a foot, half a foot, boats floating, and maybe 2, you know, so it don't take much to dirty it up.
Must be a spot-tail bass. It's not a redfish.
Yep. Oh, you got him, dude?
Oh, I'll swing him. I don't think he's...
Bowie Outfitters is your one-stop shop for all types of outdoor cooking. Tailgating? We've got Bayou Classic barbecue pits and King Cooker jambalaya pots. If frying's your favorite, check out R&V Works Cajun Fryers and Cajun Injector products to keep meat moist and flavorful. Black iron skillets are key in a southern kitchen, and Bowie carries a big selection of Lodge cast iron, plus Bayou Classic pots for your next crawfish boil. Come to Bowie Outfitters and let us get you cooking. Bowie Outfitters, everything outdoors.
Hi, I'm Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Elite Series Angler of the Year. You know, fishing both tournament trails, both BASS and FLW, is really hard on your equipment. And one thing that I depend on to do all my heavy lifting with is my T&H Marine Atlas jack plate. Atlas jack plates come pre-drilled for shallow water anchor attachment. They also come in 6 different offsets, one that fits everyone's needs. You know, for me, the biggest thing about Atlas jack plates, they make it a lot easier for me to make a living. T&H Marine has been the choice of champions since 1975.
Louisiana Sportsman Magazine. For over 31 years, your source for fishing and hunting information. Each month you will find stories by local experts on everything from bass to redfish to ducks, deer to trout and turkey. We've got incredible local information that you can use immediately to get more success outdoors. You'll also enjoy monthly columns on cooking, the latest lures, GPS locations, shooting, kayaks, and much more. Have Louisiana Sportsman delivered to your house and save. $24.99 gets you a full year of Louisiana Sportsman. To order today, visit louisianasportsman.com.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
You know, I guess this was the worst tide day of the week. This is a case in point. When you get the opportunity to go fishing, you go regardless of what the predictors say, because for a bad day of fishing, it doesn't seem that bad, does it?
You know, like to say, like, I mean, it's a technique we fish a lot, the cork and the live bait, and I'll make them at night watching TV, whatever, you know. What I do is I'll measure from the reel seat to the first guide, and I'll cut my leader material. Then I'll tie on my hook. And then if I'm trout fishing, say like a cork and a live shrimp, what I'll do is I'll measure from the rod butt to the second guide, to where I've got that longer leader. And again, there goes the cork and minnow at work. Mr. Hackney got one. Oh, tourist trout. You know, and you can just coil them up, and I keep them in a Ziploc bag in my tackle box to where I've got them pre-made. You know, all you're doing is tying the knot to the cork, and from your string to your cork, and you're good to go.
Nice trout.
Another one for the box.
You know, honestly, those are my favorites, is that size.
You know, this time of year, summertime, you know, more times than not, the trout, you know, trout are here. You know, as long as there's a shrimp crop around, the shrimp will hold them here. But, you know, more times than not, they'll be non-keepers, you know, 11, 10-inch stuff. You know, it just so happens this little spot, there are a few keepers in it, you know, but it's not uncommon. It may not be everyday stuff, but it's not at all uncommon.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me about the fall.
You know, versus as in the fall and winter, you know, you'll be catching your reds on the bank. Say, you know, same area, you fish a little deeper water. Trout always tend to like that little deeper water. You get off the bank a little bit, you'll catch trout. Same area, same deal, you know. It's just one of those things, the time of year and a pattern that the fish are in, you know. And there goes Greg with a trout. His eyes are crossed. He done jerked so hard on that one.
I don't think he's gonna make the grade.
Oh, that ain't no trout. As we were just saying, redfish and trout, same spot. Come get up here, brother.
Yeah, every cast. Has been now for about 7 or 8 casts, pretty much. Gulf Killifish. Yeah, it's one of my favorites this time of the year is a Gulf Killifish. Oh. They do like the Gulf Killifish. It's a good one. Man catching trout, I'm catching catfish.
What we're fishing in today is a 2400 pure bait, 24 foot long, 101 inches wide. Like Max was saying, all composite, no wood. You know, it's perfect bait boat in my opinion. I've been in business for 23 years. You could probably pick a brand, I've owned it or fished it. This is my 9th one. It's the only boat I'll own. I'll probably be buried in one, honestly. I mean, you have built-in fish boxes, rod boxes, you have dual live wells, you have seating in the back if you have children, your wife, you know, the family boat, seats with armrests, you know, real comfortable stuff. I mean, you have index storage, say for cast net, your life jacket, stuff like that, you know. And as I was talking earlier about the fish boxes, everything drains overboard in the boat. Nothing drains in your bilge. You know, it's just a very well thought out boat, performs well, handles well. All I could ever ask for in a boat. Keeps me safe and dry, keeps my customers nice and comfortable. I mean, all I can ask for in a boat. Every time I touch the pool lately, it seems like. Y'all doing well. What you got there, brother?
I'm sure it's a catfish.
It's looking catfish.
It looks like a catfish, doesn't it? It is. This week on Sportsman TV, marsh cats. Come on, go with us.
That one's gonna eat.
Nice trout.
I'm going swimming in Lake Crisco.
Got a little speckled trout. Nice size one. I don't even have to worry about
measuring him.
Slippery when wet. Oh. Oh, single tooth.
Oh, Max with a red. A double.
Can I take it off, Jerry, or you want to leave it on? Okay. Okay.
Need a netty, boy?
I don't know if I
now,
can.
Max.
I'd love to have you know my favorite.
Let me
got
tell you.
Angler of the Year netting you a fishy, boy.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him in there or
That's
not.
a musky-net.
Yeah, I hear you. Or a bull shark, or just whatever.
Oh, look, a multi spot. Check him out.
He got all kinds of spots.
Thank you, sir.
Here at Bowie Outfitters, we know that bow hunting is a year-round pursuit of perfecting your game. That's why we operate a full indoor archery range, stock our shelves with the best accessories on the market, and offer a service and repair shop. We carry top brands like Hoyt, Bowtech, PSC, Matthews, Bear, Barnett, Mission, 10 Point, and more. Bowie Outfitters. Everything outdoors. This is Kyle. Kyle genuinely enjoys his job. Sometimes. What Kyle really enjoys is fishing. That's why he logged onto lasaltwater.com to find a Louisiana charter captain. It was here in Louisiana that Kyle had the best fishing day of his life. Kyle's charter captain helped him catch the most fish he's ever caught, ever. So do what Kyle did. Find your charter captain on lasaltwater.com today.
LouisianaSportsman.com is the South's premier hunting and fishing website. Planning a hunting or fishing trip? Visit LouisianaSportsman.com and get up-to-the-date information on weather, tides, or solar data. Our breaking news and continually updating forum will keep you up to date, or visit our report section and ask the locals what's been biting and where. Need to sell or buy an outdoor item? LouisianaSportsman.com's free classifieds are the quickest way for you to reach the outdoor market. LouisianaSportsman.com, the quick way to get the most of the outdoors.
Oh, nice shot.
You put the cool in life. We put the cool in coolers. Arctic ice.
If you want to know more about Leeville, you can go to LouisianaSportsman.com and search Leeville, and you can go back and look on past information, guide reports. You know, you can just learn a lot about the area by doing that. Ooh. Let me.
That feels like a more better fishy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna definitely be a netter.
He actually ain't all that. He might have been a fish following him. He's a good one, but he ain't all that.
I swear his tail come out of the water.
Yeah.
It looked big.
As I said, it might have been one with him. You know, kind of like what Greg said, we tried an area this morning. You know, we were just, like I had mentioned earlier, we were trying to follow that tide. You know, I knew that tide would be working on that in early this morning, and they did have fish in the area. They just didn't want to play. So we ran a little further north, and that's one of the things I like to key on is the broken marsh more than just the solid banks. You know, it gives you, you know, more little points and pockets where that bait fish can hide and this and that, you know. But as much as I would have liked to have caught them on artificial today, I mean, it ended up being a carking man a day, you know, no doubt about it. If you want to get bit, you got to do what you got to do, you know. You can only bug that horse for so long, you're going to want to start riding it, you know what I mean?
There was another one in there. You know, we started off this morning around a bunch of redfish that didn't even bite the cork and minnow. Because he was throwing it on school. I mean, there were, you know, we saw them. It was slick then, you know. Now you can't see them, which seems to help too. You know, we got a little weather system rolling through, a little wind breaking up the surface. And I think a lot of times, even if the wind doesn't move the water, it breaks the surface. They can't see as good. They just seem to be, you know, all fish seem to be, when they're really keyed up, when all the conditions are dead calm, slick, and the water's clear, because they see a lot better than we do. So, you know, everything is working to our favor. Let me see, how many? 3 different species. Trout, redfish, and the elusive marsh cat. I thought we had a double hook up there for a second.
How many times have we done that today, talking and somebody get bit? I like it.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. Another one for the ride home.
Yeah, that's a Crisco one there.
I got one looking at mine too, brother.
Oh, there we go.
I let him eat it this time.
Yeah, that's what I did at that, and I let it go all the way out. I believe it's a little bigger than mine, Jerry.
I do think, he ain't in the boat yet, but I think I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he swallowed it.
Hot water, the Killie from Leevillie. Join us here next time on Sportsman TV.